Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's Andrew, ROBY.com. I'm Ashley Davis along with Trent Haston. Thanks for being with us. Trent, in the break, you were telling me about a story that I'd like you to share with the folks that are listening about you and your dad and just some advice he gave you.
And those people that know my dad know he was a realist. He was conservative. I mean, he was practical. He spoke very little. When he spoke, it meant something. And I'm over here always piping about something and very optimistic, which is a good trait, but you need counterbalances. So he used to always get really frustrated in the early 2000s when I would say grow, and he'd say, what are you growing for? What's the sake of it? And the truth of the matter is, I believe if a business and a brand isn't growing and allowing people a higher ceiling, their associates or talent a higher ceiling to grow, then you're dying. But that's what it meant. I couldn't conceptualize it. My dad would give me a hard time about it. I think he liked that I said it, but he was counterbalancing me. And he said, boy, you don't know anything about hard times. We're going to hit hard times at some point because you grew up we were poor in the 70s, and we bought the company, and interest rates were 16%, and gas was lines 2 miles long, gas shortage, and we were working 1 day a week just to have health insurance, have 5 employees. He said the 80s came along, we did a little better. We were lower middle class, and you thought we were middle class, and because you're so optimistic. In the 90s, we became middle class, and you thought we were upper middle class. He said, now you think we're rich, and we're not even upper middle class, boy. And it's so funny. I mean, it's so how true, not even proactively thinking this stuff. And he said, but you never lived through the 70s. You don't understand. One day that's going to happen. 2009. He walks in my office. This is November 2009, and we're haggard. And he sits down across from me. And he says, "And we're boys. We went to the war. I went to Vietnam with my dad." And he says, looks at me. He says, "Boy," he took his hat off. He said, "The 70s don't have anything on this crap," and he meant it.
Wow.
And he never got on me about saying growth again. I don't think I ever said grow again. But we did grow,
right?
Because I wanted to provide as the leader in our team. I want the Andrew Roby and the Roby Family of Companies experience, the Roby Experience,
right,
to be the greatest service experience for our clients.
So let's talk about that. It's a great story about your dad and really what you kind of lived through as a builder and a custom home builder, remodeler in 2009, 2010. You've come out of that, and you guys are stronger than ever. What does that mean for?
No, we.
No, I said we.
You said
we.
You guys.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. We. What does that? Somebody's listening at home. They've got options. They're going to go out and get bids. What does that mean for them when they're going to remodel or build a home? What does the Andrew Roby experience mean for them?
Well, if you're not growing, you're dying, and I feel like I have the responsibility as the leader in our team to grow, to build better assets so that we can provide better service for our clients. And I say this all the time. Our competitors are bankers, mailman, any service provider, your beautician, your barber, whatever. That's our competitors because we got to be the best service provider for our clients. And we're their home services and their construction services company and their real estate services company. I mean, it's kind of all ties together. But our knock is, on a really nice custom project, whether it be commercial or residential, we're too big and you're not going to get that personal touch. Well, it's the exact opposite. Because we're big and we have layers of teammates and we have layers of sharing knowledge throughout our company, you get better service. And we're studying how to provide better service. We're able to bring in better talent to give you better service than a real small company. So it is all built on a platform that by being a larger and a better company, we give our clients the best client experience they could have.
And that's really what it's all about, because when you go into somebody's home, it's all about service. I mean, a lot of people can build a house, and we talked about building homes and what you guys have done since 1950, but really providing that service, walking them through the process so they understand it, makes it a home and not just a house.
Well, I mean, we're able to study products better. We're able to make better suggestions. We have better allegiances and alliances with vendors and subcontractors because we do volume with them, and we talk straight with them, and we treat them fairly. I mean, I always say, go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and then go to the other places if they don't tell you that you need to use Roby when they really tell you who you need to use, then don't use us. So it's all about building that partnership, and I say it every day. Your custom home, your home that you live in, should be the most decommoditized item in your life.
Yeah.
And people treat it as the most commoditized item in their life, which is completely
cost per
backwards.
square foot. That's what everybody talks about. Cost
What's
per
square foot price?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you gonna go spend $10,000 on a light fixture?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. Or the same, you can get a light fixture at the same spot for $25. So, but they decommoditize it. Well, okay. Well, you're building your dream home, or your wife's doing this renovation with you and heading the charge. And if it isn't fun, if it doesn't yin and yang, and you don't build a partnership with the builder and with the designer or the architect, when you get the keys to the front door, you move back in. It's not your dream home.
It's not your dream home.
You just lost an invaluable amount of money
Right.
to monetize it.
And that's what you get with Andrew Roby. Folks, if you're listening and you want to know more about what the Andrew Roby Company could do for you, go to andrewroby.com. Trent, great conversation today, buddy. Great views on the history of the company, where you guys have taken it, what you and Travis are doing. And as Charlotte has grown, the one thing that continues to grow and be great about it, other than the Andrew Roby Company, is the Carolina Panthers.
And we are their lucky charm, right? Is
I think so.
what I understand. As long as we're on the radio, they're going to stay undefeated.
That's the plan, man. They haven't lost a game since we started the show.
I just think Greg Olson's beast mode. So thank you. They're very entertaining, and I love Charlotte, period. Panthers, no Panthers. They make it a little better, but I love Charlotte. And go Hornets.
Go Hornets, go Knights, go everybody.
Let's go.
The Hounds. I think there's a cross team.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
All right, everybody, for Trent Haston and the entire Roby family of companies, I'm Ashley Davis. Thanks for listening to the At Home with Roby show. Visit us today at andrewroby.com to find out more. And remember, you're always at home with Roby.